Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the 8-Bit Retro Refix. And on this week's episode, we're going to be refurbishing this data cassette. New belts, head alignment, clean the heads. We're going to use the Azimuth head alignment kit, which also has Joe Blade on the flip side, so we're going to try and load that as well. And it also wanted me to do my Bruce Lee cartridge, so that's what we're going to do on this video. Please hit the subscribe, the notification bell and the thumbs up. It all helps the channel. All your support is much appreciated. You guys do a lot for me. I couldn't do it without you guys. We have got lots and lots and lots coming up over the Christmas period. We've got the 1581 disk drive, hopefully. We're going to have part 2 on that and have a finished and final on that one. It's been 12 months ago, but you'll know why it's been 12 months ago in the video when I do it. We've also got some more cartridges coming. We've got MSX cartridges. There's some anti-static stuff that PCBWay have sent us. I've got all sorts of stuff ready for us for Christmas. So let's get on with doing this. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to service this. We're going to put a new belt in it, and this is for Mark. He's also asked me to do him a Bruce Lee cartridge, so we're going to build the Bruce Lee cartridge as well. So this won't take too long. We're just going to change this belt, and then I'm going to build this cartridge, and then I'm going to plug that in and set up the alignment on the heads on this one and test the cartridge. So let's crack on. Mark did send me his other tape deck to refurbish, but the lid was broken. The fast forward was stuck. There was quite a few bits and pieces that wanted to be repaired on it, to be fair. The bottom case, where the screws hold the casing in, was done. Yeah, look at the state of that. We'll get that cleaned before we put it back together. So let's have a look at the belt. Yeah, that needs to be changed, does that belt. So what I do is take these two screws off here. Don't really need to do these two screws, to be honest, but it does help get you moving around a little bit easier. We can just sort of lift that up. Do that wires from there. Free. And we can lift that up there just to get into that wheel there. So what we've got to do, it's a bit of fiddly, is we just unhung that off there. And we undo the screw at the side here. Well, yeah, we can. We have to do it that way. So unscrew that screw at the side there that holds all that bracketing on. Just drop that out of the way. It should be loose now. You probably can't see from my hand. We undo that screw at the far side, and then that can just lift up gently, and then we can slide the belt out from that section there. So if I put that belt down, look, you'll be able to see why we changed these belts. So you can see it's been sat for a long time when it comes around here and round that side and then just round here. And you can see there, look, there's a little notch out of there. What you can do to revitalise these belts is you can put them in boiling hot water and just boil them for 10 minutes, and then the rubber will go back to its original shape. But I like to put new belts on. So these belts I get from Data Serve Retro, and you'll find them on eBay, or their website is dataserve-retro.co.uk. I'm not being sponsored by anything for these. I just like to use them. and we'll slide this one back in. So we should just be able to go back under that little section there. Into that, get in. I should be able to get that screw, put that one back in. A little bit fiddly. Back in there, and we have that long one that we put in the top of there. Let's see for my hands again. That goes in there. We'll swing the belt around that way, put it around that pulley, and pop it back over the motor. Just turn it until it settles into place. Should be all okay, should that? We'll check it when we get it back together. This needs to go back down, which is a little bit fiddly. Line the holes up. Put that one in. Show you something in a minute once I get this screw in. That can back down there now. We'll twist them around there. Catch the wires into that. Should come round there. Sit in there like that. Right. What I'm going to show you is, have you seen this? Have you seen that? Look, what that is. I wonder what that's for, because you certainly won't be plugging it into itself. I think that's a test pad for when they're building them for the mechanism, so they'll just plug it into that, set it all up, twiddle around with it before they throw it back into the deck, without having to plug it into a Commodore 64 or anything like that. So that's a good little thing there on there, isn't it? You know, I've always wondered whether you could actually plug another tape deck into that or not, but I think it's just a test point. So that's the motor belt fitted. We're just going to try and get this cleaned up a little bit. Just bear with me, because I'm going to clean that bottom of that case out, because it is rather disgusting. Right, so there we go. That's a hell of a lot better. We'll go along with that now. So this should just pop on the top, straight back on. And always make sure that you get that back into place, and we can put the 4 screws in. So record won't work because that's not pressed, so press that, make sure that goes down. Yep, that goes down okay. Fast forward locks, rewind locks, fast forward locks, eject works. The tape recap counter works. So that's all intents and purposes. That's done until we can plug it into the Commodore 64 so we can align the heads. So let's move on. So let's build this cartridge. EEPROM to one side. If you've watched my other videos, this is what we do. These have all been tested, so I'm going to put these straight into these. And I showed you on the last video when we were building these cartridges how to do that, how to test them with your EEPROM burning software. So just pop that around there. We'll bend a pin. Bend a pin. You can get this one in here. And bend a pin. That's them 2 chips in there. We'll go ahead now and just solder these up. This has also been given to us by PCBWay, the sponsor of the channel. Thank you very much, PCBWay. You are absolute legends. They have also sent us, which was on the previous video, the TS80P soldering iron, which we'll use again on this one because I do like this soldering iron. If you want to have a look, that's the soldering iron that we reviewed last time. Absolutely fantastic piece of kit. Right, I'm not going to use that because apparently this has got solder already in it. So I'm just going to fire away with this one. It's not going to take me too long to get this soldered up. Heat. I'll go up to 300. I wish you could set this to 350 and leave it there, but every time you plug it in, it goes back to 300. A little bit annoying, but hey, it's no biggie just to reset it. So once it gets to 300, which it has done, by pressing the holder direction, we can go up to 350 and just wait. And then the temperature will go up to 350. I'm going to crack on, see if I need any flux or not. A little bit wobbly because I've not got it on camera, but we'll open the file, open, should bring another one up. Let's have a look for desktop. And we'll look for Bruce. There we go. So we open that. Okay. That's still correct, is that? Device. Program. Program. Done. So we can now set that and put it in as cartridge. Now what I made for doing these, I showed you last time about just folding them over, didn't I? Don't like these pins, they're very... Oh, look at that one. That one's going to fall off. Put a blob of solder on there, I think. Gonna break off is that pin. Let's put a blob of solder on it. So the soldering iron cools off when you leave it alone, and when you pick it up, it starts to build back up again. Look. So hopefully that should have just done that for us, to give it a bit of strength on that leg before we push it through the hole. So yeah, so I've 3D printed one of these just for straightening the chip legs. So this should do it really easy, hopefully. Well, let's see if that works. Not quite. So I'm going to do my trick. Just bend it a little bit. Not quite yet. That looks good. I think it'll go in. Yeah, we're away, look. So we can flip that over and I can solder them down now. Okay, so that says Bruce Lee cartridge done. You can put a reset button in. I'm not going to be putting a reset button in this time. You don't need to reset it. Once you die, it returns back to the main dashboard anyway. So yeah, so that says board built. That can now go inside this case. 3D printed. Yep, that looks pretty good. So that says Bruce Lee cartridge. Right, so if you bear with me a second, I'm just going to get shut of all this rubbish and plug a Commodore 64 in, and we shall test as tape deck and align the heads, and we shall test as Bruce Lee that we've just built. Right, okay, so what I'm going to use is the Amiga head alignment kit that was featured by Josip on the flip side, whatever the flip side is. Josip. No, we've got Joe Blade game on the other side to test it with. That's quite good, isn't it? But this is the Amiga, and we're going to load that up now. Yeah, okay, you might be thinking, well, what if the heads are all screwed up? This is designed to load. So all you do is put it in until you can get the name coming up, and it will load, and then you can twist around with the heads to get it set correctly. So I'm going to load that up now, and then I'm going to pan you up to the screen. So there you go, we've actually loaded, and can you see the tape counter at the bottom that keeps bouncing around here? Look, it's miles out, look. Yep, so we adjust the head until that starts counting up. And it's getting worse that way. Let's go back this way. Go back clockwise. Oh. Not quite yet. Nope, keeps resetting. Look, we need it to get a nice clean 8,000. We've got a little bit more. So there you go. The heads are now aligned, and that's good to go. So let's test this cartridge that we've built. So just before we test that cartridge that we've built, what I want to do is see if it loads this game on the other side of the tape. Didn't even realise it had a game on the other side of the tape. So let's see if it loads. Wipe out the program. Flip the tape. Let's see if it loads. I'm not going to sit here and let you watch it all. I'm just going to load it up until when it finds the name, and then I'll skip you forward. So you're not having to sit here to watch it load. Should be coming up with the name soon. There we go, we found your blade. So I'm going to skip that forward until it's loaded, just to double check it. And then I shall show you. Done. So there you go, you can see it's clearly loaded that game well. Awesome. So that's the tape deck that's been realigned, new belts. I will clean the heads before it goes away. It's only a cotton bud and in you go with it. But I'll do that. I should have done that earlier to show you on the video, but that's it. We've got Joe Blade running, so it's now time to test that cartridge that we've built, the Bruce Lee. So that's the cartridge that I've just built. Let's see if it works. Yay! So we've got Bruce Lee, Return of Fury. Absolutely cracking game. So that's as Bruce Lee done. Thanks for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, and hit the notification bell for all up and coming videos. We've got lots coming up. So we'll see you on the next one.